Are video games getting too expensive? Baldur's Gate 3, Modern Warfare 3, and Grand Theft Auto 6 all cost the same $70. And the last time you was picking up hookers at Vice City back in 2002, it cost $50. This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
Some might say not with these broken ass games, but others are saying they'd spend $100 plus on Grand Theft Auto 6, which is the equivalent of buying Final Fantasy in 1990. Well, at least it didn't have microtransactions. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying? Or are we all just overreacting? We're here to share some perspective on the conversation and in the end, give us something we can all agree on with today's episode of Checkpoint, where we save the game one discussion at a time. I'm Ronell, this is Lex. Let's get right into it.
Biases, we all got them, but here at Checkpoint, we don't hide them.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, or whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator are all very different, with different biases. So we like to keep ours in check as we explore the topic.
Since we know y'all like to tussle, we'll give you a few seconds to think of your biases before you come and yell at us in a comment.
Ronell's biases. Believes games are bigger and better. Buys games upon release. Believes microtransactions should deter price increases. Believes in varied game prices. Cheap about everything but tech. Lex's biases. Believes games cost more but aren't finished. Pre-orders selectively. Refuses regular DLC purchases. Criticizes high costs due to microtransaction revenues. CEOs are just greedy. Well, is that a fact or?
Yes.
Yeah.
With that established, let's move on to the facts.
We gathered as many facts as our ADHD brains allowed, and we will be sharing them for 90 seconds, opinion free.
Remember Rumbleverse?
There you go! Oh, you're gonna get this best This game is the best game ever!
Yeah, me either. Over 70 games shut down in 2023.
However, for every 5 Rumbleverses, there's one Baldur's Gate 3.
No, for every 70, because 70 games shut down last year.
Valid. The point is, games on average are longer and packed with more content than before. Plus, that's a still when we adjust for inflation. That's economics 101.
Well, prices increased, but wages really hadn't, so technically it's just as expensive. That's economics 102.
Speaking of economics, $5 million. That's how much San Andreas cost to make. For Grand Theft Auto 5, $250 million. Games cost significantly more to make now.
$184 billion. That's how much games generated in revenue last year. CEOs are just greedy. Your favorite game, Alan Wake 2, didn't have a physical release. They're taking away physical copies. Imagine they get rid of all the movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service.
See? Greed.
Checkpoint the show acknowledges that Alan Wake 2 has since announced a physical release of the game since the recording of this episode. However, our point still stands.
Also, digital platforms like Steam, PlayStation Network, etc. often take a 30% cut.
So, why do gamers have to suffer? Corporations claim all this stuff, but devs say otherwise. They have long nights and little pay with no residuals, and no wonder why I have an unfinished game, and yes, the day before in Redfall, I'm looking at you.
I was really looking forward to that.
And then you started on pre-orders, y'all really trying to secure your investment, but then hide the rest of the game behind a paywall?
Save that. Save it for the bias check. When I think about playing games as a kid, I think about old retro games. And when I think about like old retro games, I think of places like Game Realms, a fun spot for you to come, hang out, buy some video games, sell some video games. We are here in Burbank. We thank them for letting us record here.
Yes.
It's a beautiful spot. And I hope you come and give them some business.
Bring some friends.
Bring some friends. Now that we got the facts, let's check our biases.
All right.
I want to know right now, when's the last time you spent $70 on a video game? Full price $70 on a video game.
When did Rebirth come out?
Okay, not too long ago.
Not too long ago. Something that I'm very much like, oh, I'm into this franchise. That's the only time when I'll for sure spend the money on it. Like, what was the last game you spent $70?
So I would say the last game I felt was worth maybe even more than $70 for me.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe a little bit more.
Known.
So for me, it's about replayability, right? How much am I getting from this game that is going to justify that $70 purchase? And am I having fun with it? If I know I'm going to be like really playing it, then I'll shell out the 70.
I need to see a few trailers, right? If I am following the games like trailers and development, then I'm more inclined to either pre-order or first day purchase.
So like, I don't mind buying the game day one. I don't pre-order.
Okay.
But I'll buy a game day one. I know what I like. I know how to find out if those games are good. Occasionally, I am let down. Payday 3. I hate you. But most of the time, I have a good understanding.
Right. Why no pre-orders?
Pre-orders are weird, and it makes the industry say that they're gonna buy the game no matter what. We just gotta market it well. I don't like that. That's how we get like weird, broken shit.
Yeah.
Some games are coming out that they're not working as well. A lot of games are broken. Now I understand. Spending my $70 and then not being able to play the game immediately is annoying.
For sure.
I know you know that feeling. I know you remember that feeling. You're just buying the game, popping it in, and it working.
Yeah. For me, when I spend this much money on a game, I'm looking at how much content we used to get with video games when I was younger. But we would purchase video games and get like a manual or a guide or like a breakdown and, you know, this really cool case. And then now it's just a case and the game, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I'm spending hard-earned cash. Gas is high, food is high, rent is high, everything's high. And I want to enjoy this video game, but like make the experience worth it. Like I enjoy opening a game, reading a manual, learning about characters. I miss that feeling. And I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money. And my mom is not.
It stings even harder because like I know we're buying these games looking for these full experiences. We're not really getting that. And then it's tainted when we see that 1 million people are getting fired every single time.
And that's my next point. I think people are greedy now.
Yeah.
I think that the demand of like, we need to do this now, we need to get it out now, we need to have the best game now, and you know, the rush and push and like overwork. We're not getting games like we used to, and
that's enough.
Yeah.
I think we got our checkpoint.
Yeah. Value, as Oscar puts it, the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. For many of us, gaming isn't just a pastime. It's a passion that merits our hard-earned cash. But as of lately, we've questioned how much these gaming experiences are worth.
We've seen games that fulfill their promises, offering worlds of escape and adventure that feels worth every cent. But too often, we're also faced with games riddled with bugs from the moment of release, plagued by DLCs, the constant ask of microtransactions, and a soaring initial cost that got us all struggling.
And yet we still buy them, making gaming more profitable than ever, yet facing mass layoffs while CEOs are indulging in $100 million bonuses. We can't help but think something is not adding up.
Demanding more money to fuel mismanagement and corporate greed is not just outrageous. It's a little disrespectful. Because if it ain't going to the devs, the actors, or quality product for the gamers, then where is it going?
It's time to demand that the value we seek isn't just reflected in the worlds we escape to, but in the very fabric of the industry itself.
We must insist that our investments nurture innovation, respect, and fairness, not just the bottom line of those who have lost sight of what makes gaming truly magical.
And until that value is recognized and honored, we must ask ourselves, what are we really supporting?
It's time for a change, for a gaming industry that truly deserves our passion, our time, and our money. Because at the end of the day, the value isn't just about the price.
It's about the promise of what gaming could and should be. And that's the show.
I really hope this helped you brokies.